So a lot of my videos are focused on politics. This video I'm just showing you kind of like marathon training, and it's maybe a little related to politics in the sense that oftentimes guys that are more right-leaning, they tend to argue that they're more athletic, that they're stronger, fitter than guys on the left. I'm not left on every issue, but I tend to lean more left, and I would argue against that. I would argue that political affiliation doesn't have a lot to do with fitness. So I'm just going to show you some like my marathon training and kind of tips for it. So it's kind of like an educational video. So this is my Strava. This was a 21-mile run that I did, and it's just showing some of my splits ranging from about 6:49 and then dropping down to even like 5:31-ish. And so you got to build up into the longer runs to try to get ready for the race.
Try to run some long runs that are between 14 and 16 miles, like close to what you're wanting to hold for the marathon, and you do a lot of speed work too. Here's an example of like some of the speed work that I've done. Like I'll go on a treadmill. So I'll start out, it's called like alternating 400s. I'll basically start out after a warm up going like 11.5 miles per hour, which is probably like maybe 5:10 to 5:15 pace, and I'll build up to 12 miles per hour. So I'll run one fast 400 and then I'll drop it back down to, it says like recovery at 9.5 miles per hour, which is probably about maybe 6:20-ish pace. And so then I just keep building up quicker. So I start out at 11.5, and I went maybe 11.7, then 12 miles per hour, and then the treadmill might max out at 12, so then I start increasing the incline, which makes it a lot harder. So it starts at 0.5, then I go maybe 1, like 1.5, all the way up to 3. So it's basically like, with the recovery, you're always running at least 6:20 pace, and you just keep building up. Here's why the overall pace doesn't look that fast, because I included warm-up, cool-down. But yeah, I mean, runners aren't always like, usually not like that big, but I just want to see what people think in the comments. Like, do you think that people's political leanings have anything to do with their athleticism, with their fitness? I'm not necessarily convinced on that, but I've enjoyed running, I've enjoyed training. I'm hoping to hit a good marathon. This training, if I go back to, I'll go back to like the one run that I did. I think that this is pretty reflective of the kinds of paces that I'm hoping to hit. I'm hoping to hit probably around that 6:15 to 6:20 pace for the marathon. So we'll see if it's actually able to happen. I also do a lot of cycling. I'm an elliptical. So here's like a video of me on an elliptical. And so what I like about that, it's honestly in a lot of ways more comfortable than a bike. Like, my neck feels better doing that. It works out the legs really well, the glutes. This was like late July. I think this was a run I did, which I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical of the heart rate here, but I hadn't been running a ton when I'd been in Lake Powell before this, and so I was like just swimming a lot during that time. My heart rate just went like crazy on this run. Okay, here's something else I've done, because I've had a decent amount of injury, and so cross training, I like the stair climber a lot. So I put the stair climber with weighted vest, I just go like highest level, so it's going pretty quick, and that just like burns like quads, burns glutes. But yeah, we'll see what happens with the marathon though. I'm looking forward to it. I ran a college for Salt Lake Community College. I joined their team in my late 20s. I was like 27, 28. I only ran with them a year. I hit a 15:40 5K, which was faster than I was in high school. My times in high school, I was a 9:58 2-miler, like 4:40 in the mile, 4:42 in the mile. That's at Utah at a high elevation. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to this marathon though. I'm hoping to Boston qualify, hoping to hit a good time. I'll leave any feedback in the comments. I'm usually making political videos, but I thought I'd show a little bit of like my running. It's kind of like a how-to, so if you're wanting to get into marathons, get into training, like, feel free to reach out for advice. And you said my channel's like politics, but also education. And I've coached track and cross country for a long time, so I feel like I'm all about the education of like running and fitness.